the Z Fold 8 Ultra. That's the one that's, familiar, should we say, right? If you pick up the Fold 7 and then you pick up the Fold 8 Ultra, it feels relatively the same. Like, you probably wouldn't even know that you've picked one or the other up. Obviously, the colors are different, but the feel itself is the same. We've got the same weight. But one thing that I will say is, opening it and closing it is so much easier now, isn't it? Like, because of the
Oh, yeah.
gap, they've kind of increased that little gap. And then the hinge also feels quite solid, which I do really like as well. And that's something that I've appreciated over the past couple of weeks, that when it comes to, like, let's look at this, just keep opening it and closing it. Like the kind of likes to do. Open and close. Yeah. Insert
Oh,
meme.
man.
Insert meme. But one of the things, I don't know about you, but like, people keep talking about the crease. The crease has been quite significantly reduced. And I think what actually, for me personally, I think with the crease is because it's the anti-reflective layer on the main display, it actually makes the crease even less visible.
Yes,
So
I do agree on that part. Yeah.
that's something that I really do like. So some good improvements, right, compared to the Fold 7. But again, it does feel very, very familiar. Now, one of the things I would have liked is an IP68 water and dust resistant rating. So we've got the same IP48, which means that solid objects larger than 1 millimeter are fine. But if there are any sort of, very fine dust particles, they could get in. So that's something that I would have liked to see, because other foldables they do have a better water and dust resistance rating. Cameras, again, good, familiar. The ultra-wide camera, 50 megapixels, great. That's something that we were asking for, but it's still not there at the level of a flagship. So the argument we've always talked about is, if we compare it to the S26 Ultra, for example, it's a lot more expensive, especially now, compared to the S26 Ultra, but the cameras, you are taking a bit of a downgrade. Now, granted, the ultra-wide and the primary cameras are now kind of going head-to-head with the S26 Ultra, but the telephoto camera, we don't have the periscope telephoto zoom that we have on the competition, so it would have been nice for them to have something better there. But nevertheless, good cameras, would you say?
Yeah, I think the cameras are good. I did a video, like a week in London, using the Z48 Ultra. I shot the whole thing with the Z48 Ultra, including my A-roll, which
Hmm.
I used the ultra wide just to capture the A-roll, and it looked really good. This was at night. There was no lighting other than the lighting in the room,
Mm-hmm.
in the hotel, like the lounge lobby area, and I was able to shoot it, and it worked out well. Like, I was surprised. So that new 50 megapixel, I think, is a huge plus. I don't think the cameras are, the same, or, they don't match the S26 Ultra, and I think that's where I would put my, like I said, slight misgivings on the device, because this is where, if you're gonna call it Ultra, right? I will go
Mm.
back to the years before where it was just a Z Fold 7, the Z Fold 6, sure, no problem. But once
Mm.
you put that Ultra among here, which as a Samsung user, we know the S line, when it comes to the Ultra, it's like best of the best of the best, right? Case closed.
Yep.
Samsung needs to do that here with this device and be like, if you want the best we can put into a foldable, here you go. So which
Yeah.
means the camera should be, at least, at the very least, should be the same as the S20 S line. It needs to have the water resistance. It needs to also have S Pen support as well.
Mm. Yep.
All those things, because then at that point, I know that I'm getting, this is truly the best, because
Mm.
if you look at it from a price margin, if you get the most expensive S line and the most expensive Z Fold line, which is the Ultra, the S line wins because the cameras are better, and then you also have the S Pen as well. And also have the water resistance. So,
Mm.
for a consumer, that becomes the point. Now, when you go to Z Fold, it's very different. But like you said earlier, I do love the fact opening and closing the device is so much easier. Oh my God, it is.
Mm.
It feels really comfortable. I'm like, such a small change, just a small, minute
Mm.
change makes it durable. The hinge is also really solid. I call the anti-reflective display a double cheat, because it does a good job of being anti-reflective anyway. And then it does a good job of reflecting your eyes from whatever the crease is, even though the crease
Yeah.
feels better. But it's like that. It's like a sensible double cheat where,
Yeah.
yes, if I were to compare it to Oppo, Oppo is still better in terms of what the crease is, but at some point, you know, it's like neither here nor there, especially when you're using the device on a regular basis. So I think I'm fine with that, but I agree with you there. It's like if you're gonna go ultra. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. I agree. Now, one of the things I'll mention is the anti-reflective display. It's only on the main folding display. Like, why not also put it on the cover display? Like, come on. Surely it can't be that difficult, right? So just have that consistent so you've got the same experience in both. You're getting something familiar. You go from the outside screen to the inside screen. Familiar, anti-reflective. It's been working great on the S26 Ultra. Let's have it the same.
Here's a thought here I had. I was like, if Samsung, we could ask Samsung, like, they could say, oh, to add all these different things, that periscopic camera is going to get thicker and all that stuff. Make it thicker because the Z Fold is Z Fold 8 itself, when we get to that, is a really thin device. So you could really literally just go, hey, if you want the best of the best, Z Fold, it's not going to be like super thick. It might add like maybe an extra millimeter or half a millimeter, who knows, but not by much. I say stack it up, make it slightly thicker, and just give people like, hey, you want the kitchen sink? Here's the kitchen sink. Be my
Mm.
guest. You know.
I don't think they'll ever go that far. But one thing that I will say with the S Pen, right? Okay, I'm tired of Samsung's excuses, right? And I'm going to be talking about this later on when we talk about the battery, right? Because Samsung for the longest time have been making excuses about the batteries, like, well, we're not using silicon carbon, whatever, all reasons. Finally, they're using silicon carbon. Not as much as a competition, but we have 5,000 milliamps, right? Okay, which is great. We'll talk about the battery in a bit. But S Pen, right? Digitizer, I don't care about. Throw the digitizer in the bin, right? Nobody cares about the digitizer. Give us an S Pen that works. Because guess what? It works great on the Find N6. It doesn't have a digitizer. Nobody cares. That S Pen has Bluetooth. It charges nicely with the external case. It works on the main display. It works on the cover display. That's it. That's what we want. That's what we're asking for. Forget the digitizer. Yes, you had the digitizer and whatever. Nobody cares. No, it's not that deep, right? You don't need to make the device thicker. Just give us the S Pen. And I'm not saying embed it because, okay, fair enough. It's quite thin. You don't, embedding it into here is going to be difficult, etc. I get it, right? Fine. Don't embed it. Just give us the option. So for those of, like with the Oppo Find N6, if you want an S Pen, get the case. The case wirelessly charges it as well. You've got Bluetooth on the S Pen. Well, they don't call it the S Pen, but the AI pen or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You can use it on the front display. You can use it on the main display. Because remember, Samsung has never had S Pen support for the cover display on a foldable. It's only on the main display. So then it's again like, there was times when I'm like, okay, I'm using the S Pen and I close it and I'm like, oh, it doesn't work. I have to open it up again. Just inconsistent experience. For the Fold 9 Ultra, at least, let's have the S Pen and no excuses.
No, I absolutely agree. It reminds me of, remember when Samsung Pay used to have, I can't remember the name of the technology, MSTG, that could
Yeah,
work
yeah.
with card readers, and they
Mm,
took it away. No, didn't stop anyone from using, Samsung Pay. I still use Samsung Pay, like, because that technology is no longer needed because everybody has like a tap to pay system out there.
mm,
Same thing with this, right? The digitizer is not needed as much because no one is writing full essays on there. Everybody
mm.
wants to jot down, they want to kind of collect their thoughts and put down notes, but no one's writing an essay. This isn't, boarding school.
Yeah.
Come on. Like
Chill.
let's just put what people are looking for, because people want to sketch, they want to draw, they want to have the ability. They also just want to show off to friends.
Yeah.
Vanity is a thing.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, this is the thing. We're not saying embed it. And this is why, like, say, for example, they do put a digitizer in it. For somebody who's never using the S Pen, right, which will be the majority of people, they're never going to use an S Pen. You've just wasted digitizers for all of these devices, yeah? Thousands or millions of devices that you made. Just have something like what Oppo's doing. And then that way, if somebody does want an S Pen, they just buy the case, boom, job done. Easy. Let's figure that out. Anyway, I'm not going to rant any more about this section. Battery life. So I said that Samsung finally, for the first device they're using, silicon carbon, now we're up to 5,000 milliamps. Finally. So this 8 generations it's taken to increase the battery, because we've had around the 4,400 mark from the very first Fold, from the Fold 1 to now. It's generally been the same, but we finally got an increase because Samsung is starting to use silicon carbon technology. Not as much as the competition, but The silicon carbon content is there, and it has meant that without making the device any heavier, right, or thicker, it's actually slightly thinner, we now have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery compared to the 4,400 that we had before. And we've got faster charging. So we've got 45 watts of wide charging with 20 watts of wireless charging. Really good. And that's something that I have definitely noticed. Better battery life, especially with the day-to-day use. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think I we talked about this for many episodes, at least for a good solid year. And I'm glad they're finally here. And I knew we all knew that Samsung was going to take the easy approach and go, or the careful approach and go, "Um, we'll increase it a little bit more. We don't have to go to 6,000. We'll do 5,000, right? Which is fine. Which I think, I get where they're coming from. But what this tells me is that, especially with my use case of this, is that the battery life has been really good on the Z Fold 8 Ultra. And also, there's more room to add more more with this. We could probably go to 5,500 on Z Fold 8 Ultra without even denting the thickness. The weight might go up, but not the thickness of the device might will in that regard. So this is something that is very possible, but I like that. I like the fast charging, all that stuff. Good improvements for a device where, last year I used the Z Fold 7, what from launched all the way to the S line. And that was my main device, and my one complaint was that, like, the battery was just not long enough, and I feel
Mm.
like this is finally getting us there where, like, I used it for at least a good solid 3 days on its own without, like, going back and forth with the different devices, and I was like,
Mm.
"Yes, yes, this is good."
Now, the final thing we'll talk about is because performance, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, brilliant. We don't even need to go too much into that. Software support, again, brilliant. Multitasking, amazing. Price, right? Price, it has gone up, which we were expecting. So in the UK, it's £100 more. In the US, is it $100 more compared to what the Fold 7 started at?
I believe it's $100 more. I can
Yep.
cross check, but yeah, I believe it's $100 more, yeah.
So that is something, to be fair, I was expecting. You can use my affiliate link in the UK with my code to get 5% off. So that will bring the price down a little bit. Unfortunately, nothing for the US. So Samsung US, we've been doing work together for quite some time and we've sold many, many devices, but there is no special code that Samsung US have set up for me, which they normally do have, which gives you, maybe $50 off or, $50 credit or something like that. Sometimes it's been a lot more, but I don't have that available this time around. But that is that's the situation with the price. That's something we were expecting, a little bit of an increase because it's happened across the board, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. But the one benefit I think we have in the US, which you guys don't have, is the tradings on the device.
Hmm.
Because the trading, I know for the trading on the Z Fold 8 Ultra, it is Z Fold 8, it is ridiculous. There was a
Hmm.
$1,200 trading. It's still up to $1,200. If you trade in, let me just cross check, a Samsung S26 Ultra or a Z Fold 7, you will get the Z Fold 8 for 699, and you will get the Z Fold 8 Ultra for, wait for it, 899. Those are really good trade. At least for the Z Fold 7, you know, maybe you don't want to trade the S26 Ultra, but that's still a really good deal.
But this is the thing, though. When it comes to these Z Fold 7, right? It's so funny how I'm saying Z, you're saying Z. People are going to be going all over the place in the comments. But anyway, the Z Fold 7 to the Z Fold 8 Ultra, I don't think you need to upgrade. I'm gonna be straight up. My friend Richard was, he's been using the Z Fold 7 since it released, and he was kind of asking me. I was like, mate, you don't need to. It's fine. It's very familiar. The Z Fold 7 is still an amazing smartphone, and it's going to carry on being an amazing smartphone. You don't need to upgrade.